Good morning, everybody. It's a great day this morning because everyone's been so enthusiastic about these one takes offering up cars. We're actually booked out through June. So if you want me to do a one take with your car in July or August, make a Wheelwell profile, send it over, because we're actually running out of different cars and we have to go back and find some different versions of the same cars modified in some different ways. However, we have got a new one. This is Shaun with his Sharkworks t-shirt on, and this is Shaun's Porsche 991 GT3. This is great because I actually haven't driven the press car one yet, so this is my first drive in a GT3.
All right.
We had the Carrera S for a week, and it was spectacular, frankly. Other than let me get a little chill going on here. Just mild fan, yeah, nice and cold. We like it like that. The Carrera S was spectacular. It was really good fun. I imagine this is even better. We're PDKing.
Put you in sport and sport.
Oh
exhaust.
Yeah, make it loud.
Make it loud and make the turns or the shift sharp.
Yes, PDK. I mean, PDK is kind of the best, isn't it? It's tough to.
I would love to say that I could heel toe like this car, but I'd be lying.
I can heel toe pretty good, and I still enjoy PDK, although I like the 997's, 6-speed a lot. The 7-speeds don't do it a lot for me, the manuals. All right, so let's see what the GT3's got. Yep, that gearbox is right there when you need it, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I just got out of a Subaru Legacy, so it's not exactly the same as this. This road, Little Tujunga Canyon, I chose specifically because if you watch Drive, you will remember that I was up here with the Sharkworks GT2, which is very fast and very scary and really good fun. And I wanted to see how the 991 GT3, naturally aspirated power, is the best. Is this 450? Is that what these
475 is what
475. These cars, like, are you a 997 fan as well?
I am.
What other Porsches have you had?
997 standard Carrera S. And earlier Cayman S.
How do you feel about the size of this car compared to the 997?
Honestly, I haven't noticed the difference in it. I feel that it's just as planted, and the rear wheel steel really helps the corners.
Rear steer is super cool, especially when it comes time to make a U-turn. You guys will see how neat the rear wheel steer is. In the Turbo S I drove, it was just amazing. Well, the sound is certainly there, although you may want to call your friends at Sharkworks to turn up the volume a little bit.
Yes, I will.
I mean, the way it gets the power down is really good. These are ceramic brakes, yes?
I know, they're steel brakes.
Are these the steels?
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to say I didn't look before I got in the car, but very impressive. The grip is right there. Now, it doesn't have that shove that you get with the Turbo S that we had. That was just like crazy bonkers power all the time. This one, you gotta wind it out, but you can modulate really nicely. Steering is really good. It's like perfectly weighted. This is a neat section. We're gonna drive down off this cliff here. Not literally, don't worry, Shaun. It's geared long, so actually, if you wind out the motor, it's got a 9,000 RPM red line, so you can pretty much keep it in second this entire road if you want to wind it out. It handles these bumps really well. This is not a perfect road, and it's really planted.
No, it's a great car. I actually use it as a daily driver.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's excellent. And you live in LA?
South Orange County.
Oh, okay, so you have really good roads down there. You don't have to deal with the mess that is Los Angeles' roads most of the time, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're lucky. Well, I like LA, but the roads I couldn't drive a 993 GT3 or 991 GT3 every day in LA. Some of our audience will be like, how couldn't you? It's the best thing ever. But they all think you could daily an F40 as well, you know? They don't realize that when you have money to buy something like this, you can usually buy some kind of boring Mercedes for your daily commute. This is nice, though. Did you have engine recall issues?
No, I bought this after the recall.
Okay. I actually, you know what, even though people will make fun of Porsche for that, I like the way they handled it.
Hey, they stood up and took responsibility.
They stood up and they said, our bad, send us your car, we'll give you a new engine. It's such a nice car to drive. It's so good. Even without the ceramics, you know, because the Carrera S we had ceramics on it, but on the street, I mean, do you really need it? I don't know.
You know, I've taken this to streets of Willow,
yeah,
and I found the brakes to be better than anything I've ever driven. I'm sure the ceramics are a step above that, but I have no complaints.
You know what the ceramics are? They're for resale. You know, a lot of the GT3s, you know, the 997s that you see used and whatnot, the first question someone asks is ceramics or not, and I think a lot of it's for the resale. They're good for sure.
Yeah.
Same thing with the new M3s. The new M3 does not need ceramic brakes, but on resale you get half of it back probably what you spend on the ceramics.
I'm sure you do.
You know, I'm going quickly, but I'm sort of just cruising also. I'm really nowhere near the limits of this car. And it's just so planted. The front end, like the front end in that Sharkworks GT2 moved around a little bit. The front end here doesn't move around at all.
No, it's incredibly planted, and it's one of the things that I love about the car is that it teaches you to be a better driver. It gives you the ability to push limits that you never would have before.
It's really good. It's really easy to drive too. I mean, GT3s have always been fairly driver friendly, even, you know, the stick ones, but it's a lot harder to fuck up when you have paddles, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And I can brake with my left foot, which is nice, without having to worry about doing anything else with my left foot. Oh man, what a nice car this is. God. What was it, like 150 grand?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worth it. It's worth it, you know. All right, here, look. So check this out. We got a little bit of road. I'm just going to show four-wheel steer in a U-turn and how tight you can actually make this U-turn. Like that, believe it or not, that's like super impressive for a U-turn for a car like this. I know that if you're driving a smart car, it would be a little tighter, but right. This has become a reasonably big car, and with wide tires and all that, and so to be able to make that U-turn with only a half a car length extra on the dirt is really, or car width, and you want to rev it.
It loves to rev.
Porsche motors, like, they have the ability to change their speeds. You know, part of it is like the gearbox, yes, and the other part of it is how quickly a Porsche engine can go from 5,000 to 7,000 RPM. You know, because with the new Z06, they talk about this gearbox that can shift faster than a Porsche's. That's great, but I don't think the engine speed can change as fast as a Porsche's, you know?
Although I gotta say, I would love to try that 650 foot-pounds of torque in that car.
Oh, it'll be an animal, that's for sure. I mean, no one is trying to say it is not an animal. I'm just saying you should buy it in stick if you're going for a Z06. Man, the damping is so good on this. Every bump has one bump. It's down, up. That's it. There's no extra bounces. If we were making a Camry commercial, we would say it was grounded to the ground. But even here, I mean, this is just a canyon. This isn't a racetrack. I'm not even really at more than half throttle anywhere, or half brakes. So to just be able to go on a reasonably quick but fun cruise and not be beaten up by it, you know? It's such an easy car to drive. Oh, it's so fun. You're so lucky that you get to daily this thing. I would very much like one of these. And I complain about the size of the new 911s, except when I drive them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? Shit. You want to complain. But then I drive a 997 and I go, oh yeah, this is the right size. I don't notice it until I park it in my garage and I realize how much actual real estate. Look at that. Really just tucked right in there. I didn't even brake at that corner. So nice. So nice. Oh, thank you, Shaun. This car rocks. And it just wails. Once you get up past 6,000, 7,000, whoo, it's a shriek. And yes, you need a Sharkworks exhaust. Sharkworks exhaust makes everything better. Those cars are screamers. You said when you got this, you had thought about getting one of those Sharkworks GT3 RSs, right?
I did, yes.
They're expensive.
They're really expensive.
Isn't it crazy when a brand new GT3 is a value proposition?
Relatively speaking, it is.
And if I'm honest, is this a relatively low option car?
Yes, it is.
It doesn't have the crazy seats. It doesn't have carbon brakes.
No, this is fat boy seats.
Well, that's okay though. If you're dailying it, I wouldn't want the carbon seats. Here we go. Man, the sound it makes at over 7,000 is just wild. This is a great little section of road though. So compared to, I mean, I know it's apples and oranges, but compared to the Sharkworks GT2, which I drove on the same road, this car is a lot more accessible. The performance, you can get deeper into the pedal. You can, you don't have to focus on your braking so much because you're not carrying quite so much speed, but there's a lot to like here. This car is a winner in many, many ways. Do I wish it was a stick? Kind of. I wish it was a 6-speed. You know what I mean? Like, I love the 6-speed.
If it was available, I would have got the 6-speed.
You would have got the right, but
yeah.
But you're not. Are you disappointed? No,
not disappointed at all.
That's sort of. I'm the same way. It's like this gearbox is so good, I can't hate on it.
No.
You know, and yeah, like it's true. I could miss a shift, and this won't.
Yep.
You know, but they. It's just sad when a company makes such a good shifter.
Yes.
That 6-speed was so good in the last one that you go, how did you give up on that?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I think the Cayman GT4 is going to be so successful.
But what's hilarious is Porsche's argument for the PDK here is, well, it's faster. That's their argument, right? Faster on the track. And they're right, but that's the argument. And yet the GT4 Cayman, which is theoretically the same philosophy as this car,
yep,
they're only doing stick. I'm confused by that. I'm not unhappy with it. I'm just confused by it.
Well, I can't explain their logic, but I'm glad they decided to put a stick in that car.
I've heard that car is just an animal. I know I cut there. I had visibility. Shut up. It's one thing to cut on the corner like this, but if you've got 3 S's of visibility, I'll forgive your cut. Well, Shaun, this is a spectacular car, and I really appreciate you giving me 10 minutes in it.
My pleasure.
It's really, really good, man. So if you want to check out more about Shaun's GT3 and follow where he goes with that car, check him out on Wheelwell. I've got a link in the description. And if you want to see me drive your car on the Smoking Tire, send me a link to your Wheelwell profile so I can see what your car's all about, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Great car. See you guys next time.